Hi, it's Warwick here from Beware. I'm the founder. We've been in business for about 16, 17 years. In fact, this is our 16th, sweet 16th year. And I just wanted to do a quick snippet. I've been browsing, scrolling through the posts on the Facebook page, Beware ZA, where all of our info and our bee tips are, and our articles and our links and things like that. So a question that came up today, it's a frequently asked question, and I wanted to cover it because I think it's vital that people understand what's going on with the large hive beetle and how to protect their hives from it and what steps they can be taking. So, large hive beetle is in South Africa, in Southern Africa, and it's a large, dark, black beetle, probably about that size. Now, these guys are quite nasty. They can get in there. They can't really get, the defense. Their defense is pretty good. They got an exoskeleton which is pretty hard, and they can't really get bitten or stung by the bees. But what can happen is that they can ball the bees. They can ball around it, and basically what ends up happening is they can hold it down, ball around it, and then heat it up to the point where they can actually kill the large hive beetle. But when there's more than one of them, it's quite difficult, obviously, to keep up with all of that. But what happens is that then the bees, when that large hive beetle does get into the hive and they do manage to kill it, then they'll cover it with a propolis seal as well. It's like a tomb, and that's what you might find inside some of your hives after a period of time, especially after a couple of years, and especially if you haven't created a entrance reducer on your hives. Now, us at Beware, when we sell our hives and our catch boxes, all of them have actually come with entrance reducers. What I mean by an entrance reducer is that literally, a lot of hives are designed where the whole front entrance is open, wide open, because it's the difference between the floor, the lip of the floor, and the brood box. Now, there's nothing wrong with that design. It's just that the bees can then naturally build a propolis wall and a propolis gateway or trellis, if you like, which can guard and provide extra defensive position, basically, and also a better airflow inside the hive for climate control. But what ends up happening is that your large hive beetles are able to get in there. The small hive beetle is obviously able to get in there, and the wax moth is able to get in there much easier. So are other little critters like spiders and lizards, even little frogs. So to avoid all of that, what you can do is you can get the entrance reducers or entrance blockers from us. In Centurion, we ship around countrywide and across borders as well. Alternatively, you can make your own, and literally what we do is we reduce the entrance to half, and we only have 2 spots on either side. So you'll see in the photograph, and what this does is it helps the bees to be able to defend themselves a lot better, from robbers as well, from neighboring hives that are stronger perhaps than the victim hive or the defensive hive. And it also allows them to control the internal climate a bit better. Obviously, during the summer when it gets really hot, if you're in temperatures of 30 and above, 35 and above, it is probably a good idea to try and remove the entrance reducer, just so that the bees then are able to have a better airflow. But I've found that if I've just left my entrance reducers in place throughout the beehives season, throughout the year, basically throughout the calendar year. Something interesting, though, is that when you're trying to catch bees and get bees and lure bees, it is much better for you to remove the entrance reducer in the beginning until a colony arrives, a tracking or splitting colony arrives there at the hive or the catch box and actually moves in. At the hive or the catch box and actually moves in. The reason being is that the bees want quick access when they do arrive. They want to get there, they want to get inside, and they want to set up shop. Okay, just like anybody that's moved into a new location. So tip here is to make sure that you've removed the entrance blocker at first, just to allow the tracking swarms to get into your catch box and or your lure box if you're using that for a brood box, if you're using that. And ideally what you could do if you're using a brood box, remember that 10 frame space is way too big for the ideal amount of space that a small trekking colony would like. In the beginning, they prefer a 30-liter volume, 30 to 35-liter volume. So what you should do is use a space divider and between frame 5 and 6 in a brood box is put a piece of cardboard in there, or a backing board in there, or some kind of divider in there. So, and then close the entrance off on the other side. Choose a side, close one of them off, leave the other one open, obviously, and then let the bees go in there. But obviously, remove the entrance reducer at that point in time, and only place the lure, the swarm lure on the side that you are leaving open, and or lemongrass, etc. All right, cool. Large hive beetles, entrance reducers, and sort of fairly regular inspections anyway. You should be looking out for them as well as the small hive beetle. Now, quick note on the small hive beetle before we finish up here. It's endemic to South Africa, so our bees kind of live with them, and they deal pretty well with them unless there's a small colony and it's a new colony. What can happen is a lot of the tracking colonies have split from a parent colony, and a lot of the small hive beetles can travel with them. The same with the browlers, little browler ticks on the back of the bees. The browlers have a bit more of a better mutually sort of beneficial kind of relationship going on. Recent research has been showing. So don't worry too much about browlers. The bees can kind of take care of them on their own. Small hive beetles, pretty much they can do the same thing. But if you do feel like you're getting overrun, your colony is being overrun by small hive beetles, then you can get hold of us and get hold of the small hive beetle traps. And it fits. It's a plastic plastic trough. It basically fits between. I'll show you a photograph in the edit after this as well. But it fits between the two frames inside the brood chamber, and you fill it up with diatomaceous earth and or vegetable oil. Vegetable oil being secondary choice because it can go a little bit. It can go off over, over 2 weeks' time. It can go off inside the house, especially if the temperature is like 36 plus degrees inside there. With the ambient temperature kind of being 36 degrees constantly while the bees are present. That's the ideal temperature inside the hive. So that's how you can handle the small hive beetles. All right, so cool. Keep the questions coming, and I'll keep the videos coming. This is Warwick from Beware. If you're interested in our online bee course, we do a beginner's masterclass online, which is http://newbee, newbee.beware.co.za/webinar 2-0 or 0. Yeah, it would be 0. Otherwise, check the link below, and we'll see you on the next video. Ciao, Warwick out.